Contrary to widespread belief, government spending does not stimulate the economy long term. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate this turbulent world. Even though we don't have the final outcomes for a number of election contests, including the presidency itself, the White House and the lame duck Congress will soon be negotiating another stimulus bill. This prospect has investors excited. They think such a package will be great for the economy and stocks. They're wrong. The kind of bill being contemplated will have a lot of one-time spending provisions, such as another round of checks for individuals. But these are one-shots, and they do not generate long-term economic growth. It's important to understand the distinction between assistance in response to a disaster like COVID-19 and measures like reductions in tax rates that actually create conditions for vibrant and sustainable prosperity. The misnamed stimulus bills passed since the pandemic hit in March were crucial lifelines, similar to relief efforts after a natural disaster, but on a vastly grander scale. Emergency outlays of a magnitude like that to fight a major war were absolutely necessary. Expect the new package to include new checks for most individuals, more aid for small businesses, additional assistance for particular hard-hit industries like the airlines, and more money for local governments to help offset direct costs of the crisis and not bailouts for mismanaging their finances. These are proper. But investors should understand that such a new measure, even if it is labeled a stimulus bill, will not spark long-term growth. One of the great myths of modern times is that government spending kindles the economy. Democrats, many Republicans, and most economists subscribe to the idea that Uncle Sam cutting a check is like putting gasoline in an empty tank. But the government doesn't create resources. It can take in resources and reallocate them, but it does not create them. Government spending failed to pull us out of the Great Depression of the 1930s. President Obama's massive stimulus bill, passed shortly after he took office, failed to spark a sharp upturn. The recovery from the downturn of 2008-2009 was one of the worst ever. A good start for a real stimulus measure would be sweeping tax cuts, including a long holiday from payroll taxes, which would reduce the cost of businesses hiring and keeping people and enabling workers to keep more of their earnings. I'm Steve Forbes. Thank you for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions. I look forward to seeing you soon again.